Okay, hey, good morning, everyone. Melissa here. So, I want to talk today about a couple books to help women. This one, again, Terry Apter. You don't really know me. So, I'm going through the mother daughter relationship, which I have already done before many times, toxic relationships, etc. The more you grow, the more you get pulled out of situations and heal from things that have happened. So, um, today I want to talk about the motherless daughter. So, when you are growing up and you don't really have a mother, um, she may be there sometimes, but you don't really have her emotionally or really guiding you. That leaves a huge hole in your heart for girls. So, when I was growing up, um, we were extremely busy. I remember my mother put on a sweet 16th birthday party for me, knowing that I already was having sex with my boyfriend. So that was extremely weird to me. Like, me and my friends were kidding around about it, but um, my mother wasn't there to guide me, not at all with boys. So, um, I remember at one point when I had dated this guy, Mike, he came over to my family's house to meet my father. And my mother, well, my father was staring the guy down across the table. He was like, "You are not dating my daughter. How old are you?" I think he was 19. How old is she? 17. Okay, you're too old. You're not dating my daughter. And I remember Mike glaring back at him. And they were having this staring like contest. They were like glaring at each other. And my mother's like, "Mike, would you like some orange juice?" And I'm like, oh my goodness, my mother is being really nice when obviously my father wasn't. And so, and then I remember being at the clothesline with my mother after because Mike had given me like this diamond ring and the indifference was there. Like, definitely. Like, she was like, "Oh, maybe he'll marry him. Oh, no, you need to stay away from him. We're taking your phone away. You are not going to be talking to him." I had a phone in my room, but there was no guidance really other than that. And the same with my first boyfriend, no guidance. And a lot of girls, and I agree with this, and I don't agree with everything, but a lot of girls not only have indifference with their mother, but they feel like their mother doesn't know them. They feel like they haven't been heard. So motherless daughters have it different than daughters whose mother was there for them. So even with this boyfriend, my first boyfriend, she wasn't there, and you do want to teach your daughter to enjoy her own. How do I say this? Her own pleasures in life, and I'm not just talking about sex, but enjoy some sensual stuff on her own, and really enjoy things that she likes herself. And a lot of times, like this, a girl's first sexual experience, if she hasn't developed herself enough, will be for that guy. And I can attest to that. There was no talk about sex other than in sixth grade, like the birds and the bees. He sticks his thing in you, and that's it. But a lot of girls will testify that they didn't know it could happen so fast. They didn't realize how that sexual experience would be. And if you're doing it for the guy, which happened in my case, you're really, gypping yourself. And it shouldn't be that way. So that's kind of a broader picture of the whole abortion thing. And yesterday I was telling in writing the courts about the abortion and what my opinion was with Kevin Leandro, because he had said, "Oh, Melissa's using, Melissa wants compassion for the abortion." And it really irks me that a guy like Leandro wants to tell the court that I'm asking for compassion. No, I'm asking for more time to get everything together because my husband blindsided me with the divorce. And then I have been busy taking post traumatic stress, uh, you know, stuff, classes, abortion classes, dealing with the post traumatic stress, and then eventually getting this stuff out with my mother. So I have asserted myself. I let the courts know, giving women a voice in the, maybe the courts don't understand how trauma slows down everyone's life. Um, this was the other book that I have. Um, the Body Keeps the Score with Trauma. I got through most of this yesterday too, and I had like this interview for another job too, and this lady is like, "Tell me about yourself. Tell me what you like to do." I don't think my mother-in-law ever asked me, like, ever got to know me ever. Like, how are you? Not even how are you? Not even what are your hobbies? What do you like, etc. So this book, I said, well, I like to read. One of the things I like to do. So she's like, "What's the last book you read?" And I took it out of my bag, and I'm like, "Here it is." And we talked about that a little bit. And like, I like kayaking. Over in New Hampshire, we had our boat, we had our kayak. I like to hike. I like to roller skate. I like to exercise. I like to swim. Just really a good interview, and we talked about a lot. So, um, just what kind of things do you do when you have a difficult time with somebody? I wanted to say something else. I was going to do a second video about this, but I think I'm just going to add it on. Just that it's so important to have your to have your own identity of who you are and grow in your confidence as a woman. But as like she had said to me, "How are you growing?" And I'm like, actually getting through this book and working at the mother-daughter relationship has helped me to grow even more, because you are maturing is what's happening. And one of the things this book said too, at the end, is after you have asserted yourself, which I certainly have, and you have your own identity, and you have gone through those areas of gaps in your life, you will realize your mother will be part of your identity in some way. You are not your mother, but in some way, she will always be intertwined in who you have become today. So, despite everything that has happened with my mother and my mother in law, I definitely have become who I am today. And I like myself a lot. I really do. There was a time I had like a hatred for myself in my teen years. I don't know why, but I really love who I have become as a woman. I see that I'm very balanced in a million ways, and I like who I am. And part of that will be because of the experiences I've had with my mother. So that is, God has a way of working it all out for the good, despite if you lost a child, despite what happened. And the same thing here. This is what I was going to say, and I was going to do another video about it, but I'll just put it in here. My husband, this divorce has allowed me to have a bigger voice for the abortion issue. It's going to the court. I will be voicing myself in court about abortion and talking about that. I did get my records yesterday from the electric company, where my husband never lifted a finger to pay an electric bill. Never. He never lifted a finger to pay the water bill. He never did anything. And he actually got me into a catch 22 in many ways, saying, "Oh, I want you to stay home." Okay, I'm barefoot and pregnant, but you don't want to pay for your bills. So that I'm going out, and I have to be the one going to get Medicaid, WIC. Not that I minded. I didn't mind at all. I actually was thankful for everything. I had to go get fuel assistance. I had to deal with all the money. Um, when there was a lien on the trailer, he wouldn't deal with it. When there was a time we had to get rid of our trailer, I had to call Concord Terrace Trailer Park. I had to be the one to say, "Hey, what are we doing with this trailer?" I'm the one who had to deal with Dana Rude. I'm the one who had to, deal with everything. So for Kevin Leandro to say in the court, like, Oh, I never solely dealt with the money. Yeah, I did. And Ben did not task me with anything. He didn't even have enough money. $16 and less. Like, I mean, at the beginning, what was it? Like 12, $13 for 20 or for 32 years of marriage, 20 years of working at Stratum Tire. What is he up to? Like $17 with a family of five he had? That's not taking care of finances. Um, because I was willing to stay in a trailer with him and I was willing to get all the help, we lived pretty well. I called the city of Concord. I got all the records. I'm getting the records from there. I'm getting all records to show what I did to make it with my family, despite my husband not wanting to be motivated to take care of things. So it's really difficult when a husband wants you to stay home with your kids. And I wanted to stay home too, but he doesn't want to look at the other end and take care of the money. So that's kind of where I was willing to sacrifice. Definitely, I was willing to stay home. I loved being home with my kids. So that was definitely something that I wanted to do. His mother was like, "Why did you have more kids if you are having a hard time paying your bills? You will always have a struggle with bills, always, one way or another. And if if you really want to not struggle, like we had a struggle with cancer, we had a struggle with this home. Um, really it's about trying to be prepared as much as possible. So it's not about the kids, it's about having a husband who's motivated even more to take care of things so that when things do come, you're all set. So I'm the one who had to get the resources to take care of this house and to get us a place to live out here. I had to do that. And without your husband wanting to come to Colorado with you or help you, um, and just whine and complain instead of taking action, that can be a definite failure for marriage. So that's what I got for now. And I will be talking as I've got things to do today. I've got some interesting things coming up. Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.